as I find myself walking here through the beautiful fields of Elm Creek, looking out at the sun and the water tower and the oil mill, but we don't talk about that. I find myself thinking of one thing and one thing only. And it's $1 billion, baby! Welcome back to Broke to Billionaire. Last episode was a huge, momentous occasion. We finished up our harvests, we sold those bad boys also in January of year 3, and we made a ton of money. You look at our finances here, bam, 0 loan. I mean, I paid it off already. That's just huge. Made $243,000 this month. That is crazy. Now let me tell you, this loan can go all the way up to $500K, and let me tell you, it is gonna get a lot of use in year 4. I got some big plans, I got some small plans, but all of them have one thing in common. They lead to $1 billion. Okay, some of them are definitely just gonna lose me some money, but whatever, that's part of the fun. Let's get going. To start this month, I checked the used vehicle sale, and it might be pivot time, boys. Now, it might not seem like much, but this right here, it's a forage wagon, and that's just a glorious, glorious thing, man. Instead of baling, it picks the grass up right off the ground. So while we won't have all these glorious marshmallows sitting in here cooking up to be silage, we will have an extremely efficient setup. You can see this thing goes up to 10 miles an hour, holds a ton of grass. It's a little bit used at 29 months, and it does require 240 horsepower. One downside is the Massey Ferguson here is not even close to 240. And if I were to take it in, the maximum it can go up to is 220 horsepower, meaning it can never tow that thing. If you look just to the right of it, we got a very nice looking tractor right there, man. Now you might be asking yourself, oh man, what about all the front loading, the pallets and stuff? It's got a front loader attacher. It's right there. Look at that, covered, $1,500. Well, I also noticed that there is a forage harvester right here. That's gonna be a whole lot of money. We already got a mower set up. We got a really good mowing setup too. So I think that fits these guys a little bit more. Now you might be thinking, you're really gonna get rid of this beautiful red tractor? And yeah, I just might. Sometimes the used vehicle sale gods just point you a certain direction, and it is just folly to ignore where they're pointing you. They said, look at this glorious forage wagon, requires 240 horsepower though, but guess what, you got a 247 horsepower cheap tractor right here, man. All that to say, I'm purchasing both of these. I'm gonna do it this month. Now you might be asking, why are you spending all this money? Why are you ramping things up? Your current setup's been working pretty well. It's because we're buying 57 here, man. I'm doing it. I am pulling the trigger this year. I will make it happen. Now the one thing is, I don't want to buy it right this second. The current owner already planted some canola and it is growing right now. You can see it. My plan is to just wait a little bit, let this thing grow, and buy it when it's ripe for picking. It costs the same amount whether I buy it right now or buy it later, so I might as well wait, get myself a nice little canola harvest. But in the meantime, I got some used vehicles to buy, man. These ain't gonna be in here too much longer than another day or two. We're doing it. I'm pulling the trigger. I'm making big moves. Now, the other thing you might be wondering is, man, you just got all these storage sheds. Why you moving off bales? Let me tell you, one, you're probably right. I shouldn't have got a second one if I was going to be moving off of it. But I also didn't plan on this. We're going off what the used vehicle sale gave us, you know what I mean? Two, I just don't think bales are it long term. I love using the bale loader. I love picking up these little fields. And if I'm able to, maybe I'll even keep our little baling set up here, because I just love having the marshmallows around, man. I find them a lot of fun. But when we're looking at a field like this, I'm gonna need something more. It's either gonna have to be a big baler, a forage wagon, forage harvester, something. The used vehicle said it's time for a forage wagon, man, so I am abiding by their call. I also have some plans for how to handle the silage itself, since we're just gonna be picking up raw grass, and it needs somewhere to ferment into the silage itself if it's not gonna be in the bale. But don't worry, I got that covered. I might leave it for a little bit later, but I think it's pretty cool. So enough jabbering, let's just get right into February, man. I'm not doing anything else this month. I am putting my feet up, planning things out, and taking a nice snooze in the tractor. It is a blustery, snowy, cold February morning. We got some stuff to buy, man. So for our grass itself, it's not going to start growing again until next month. I'm probably going to let the canola grow on that other field all the way up until I buy it. So we're not even going to be planting it with the first. We're going to go through a whole harvest cycle with what we got right now, and then we're probably going to worry about that other stuff later. Except for the vehicles, I got to buy those. So even though it's snowy, we got to get to business here. I've been talking way too long, not doing enough around the farm. We're going to get get loading some pallets, put them in storage. Looks like the greenhouse also needs to be refilled. And the other thing I totally forgot about is they store your tomatoes and your lettuce here up for a ways. So I don't need to be grabbing all of them every single day and putting them into storage. So I'll probably be doing that a little less. And the other thing is, I miss my maters, man. So I'm activating again. We're getting the maters back on the menu. I miss them. So while I will be loading up some pallets, I'm just gonna be grabbing the honey, the eggs, and putting them in there. Greenhouse itself has a lot higher storage than these other two, so that's why I'm just grabbing them, putting them into storage. Definitely cuts down a little bit on our daily chores. It's also kind of sad. These might be some of the last little things I'm gonna do with the Massey Ferguson. I can sell it. It only sells for about 25K, but we didn't spend that much for it. About 60K, so there's a little bit of a loss there, but we did use it quite a lot. The other nice thing about that other tractor is I've never been able to run the mowing setup with the Massey Ferguson. It's just, it will never have the juice, even if I fully upgrade it. It just won't be able to run them. But the one with 247 horsepower, we only need 240 for our mowers. So I love the Massey Ferguson. I'm tempted to just keep it around for the time being. We'll see how the finances work out, but it might have to go. I have a use for 2 tractors. I don't know if I have a use for 3, but then again, 25K is not that much to float in loans, but we'll see. I might be getting close right to that 500K when it comes time to buy that plot over there. So if I need money to be paying workers, paying for the land, paying interest, Ferguson might be one of the first things to go. Other thing is, the second we buy that forage wagon, that baler and bale loader are technically no longer needed. One of the main things keeping me from continuing to bale is that a forage wagon actually has this thing called a silage additive tank. It lets you buy silage additive that increases the yield of the silage by 5%, which is pretty massive when you think about how much we've been producing so far and how much more we're going to be producing with that field over there. It is just going to be a crazy amount. So even though it's snowy and blistery, we got to get that water, man. These plants, they need it. They're thirsty. They're so thirsty. I think it's time to be doing a little more on our farm for access roads. I might just put a little dirt road through here, maybe cut down some of these trees. Not all of them. I do like having some of them here, but also a lot of them just get in the way, man. I drive through here a whole lot, getting this water going back and forth between my fields, and it just does not make a lot of sense to be having to drive through these trees and these bushes so much. I'm pretty set on this being the correct direction, though. While I'm definitely sad about the bales leaving, this is just going to scale so much better. It's going to be a lot easier to automate too, and those additives itself is just going to increase our yield by a lot. 5% is pretty massive when you think about it. Either way, year 4 is going to be fantastic. We're going to make a lot of money. I know we made a ton this last year, but I think it's just going to exponentially increase from here. We could end up doubling or maybe even tripling our profit this year. It's kind of crazy to think about. Oh man, look at what I did. The front loader might be handy here. Oh, look at that. You gotta be creative sometimes on the farm, man. So if we buy that forage wagon, we could be using that immediately on the next harvest. So technically, we aren't gonna need nearly as much space in either of those storage sheds for our bales. While I can definitely still do the baling, we don't get that 5% if we use the bale, and it'll just be a lot quicker to be using the wagon itself, even if we're not buying that giant field until a little later this year. I am very set on buying it. We just earned enough money last year between all those big contracts and obviously the gigantic sale in January. We are topped up on both water and liquid fertilizer, so I will attach that guy and get going around here. Now, while we're out and about, there has been something I've been wanting to work on. I want to get an access road, man. I am just real sick of these trees, so it's time, man. Alrighty, so I've been hard at work with my artistic skills here, and as you can see, we got a little bit of an access road going on now. We got a little bit of a pathway, nothing too official, just drew a little dirt road going through. I had to quickly move our trailers out of the way there, but you can see we got a nice little setup here. Know just where to drive when I'm on either side. It's looking good. I'm liking it a lot. Didn't take too much money. You can see I even put one to go down into our pond here with my preferred route. I was just using the main tire tracks I've been using, but yeah, this is easy peasy. I might take out another tree or two at some point here, but for right now, I'm liking how this is looking a whole lot. Might do a little bit more going between this little kind of cement area and more the farmyard area, but just for basics right now, I just wanted to do a little loop there with some access roads, make it easy. Now, the one thing I'm not entirely sure about is where I want to be putting these trailers. Since we're only gonna be using this bigger one every once in a while, I might just put it off kind of to this side. Maybe even should just do a little cement spot here to be dropping it off, but I think that's good. And this little one I can just put right in front of it. I'm using this one a lot more day to day just to move the pallets to and from storage. I just want to keep that main access road a little more clear than I've been keeping it. I think all this is looking pretty good though. It's very basic. Little dirt road never hurt nobody. Certainly doesn't help my backup skills are terrible. At least it's no swivel trailer though, man. Good lord. All right, good enough to me. We'll drop that little guy off. Now the time might have come to be making our purchases. I suppose I probably should have been looking at these contracts too. Whoopsies. Might just grab a few of these while we figure out exactly what we're doing with the rest of the farm. Loving the ability to just be doing some cultivating with these tractors while I'm doing my own thing on the farm. Gives me a little more spending money here and there because I think we're going to be on some pretty tight margins here shortly. As soon as I'm getting purchasing that bad boy over there. One thing I love about cultivating contracts is they just handle the whole thing by themselves. Only issue the AI workers might have with is just getting there, but otherwise they are so good at cultivating. They never seem to mess that up. And there's a whole lot of work for it this time of year. Right before a lot of planting seasons and just after harvesting seasons, it's time to cultivate. We got quite a few boys here out on contracts, but might as well with what we're doing. Doing a lot of planning work, deciding what to purchase, what not to purchase. I say as I run over their trailer weight here. Just getting things figured out for year 4, making it go smooth, and making some purchases. All right, here we are back on the farm. We got an AI worker driving past. How's it going, buddy? How's it going? All right, now it's time for the moment of the day. We got forage wagon, we got tractor. I think both of these need to get purchased. Big thing about this guy is it's just over what I need, and it's just perfect for running all of our machinery. It can run everything at 247 horsepower. So I think it's time to go back into debt. Oh man, you can see we're almost at 1,000 already for wage payment this month. Also spent $1,600 just on all that construction. Eey. But here we go. Can't quite remember how much everything was, but I took out 150. Should be more than enough. I am going to want to add on the additive tank, so it is an extra 2,000, but well worth it. Very well worth it. And you know we got to switch up the license plate. Very important. I think a little bit of silage, bro, is appropriate for the situation. And this thing's looking real nice. 61K for this big old tank. It collects. It does the additive. It will dump the grass wherever you want it. Beautiful. All right, it's time. This is official pivot territory, everybody. Now, while we're here, I'm looking at this guy. Doing some wheel weights maybe isn't a bad idea, especially given we're going to be doing some front loader action here. And you know what? We'll actually leave the front loader off for now because I am not 100% certain I will be selling the Massey Ferguson yet. So we'll just leave it as is. 89K. I think it's time. I am now the proud owner of both of these amazing, amazing vehicles. Hold on, I gotta go into more debt to make sure I can pay my workers. All right, where were we? Oh yeah, look at these vehicles, man. Let's do this. Really didn't see myself buying another tractor again so soon, but you know, I think it makes a lot of sense to have it so you can operate everything with both of your tractors. And guess what? I can operate this thing just fine like this. Look at that. I am going to need to get some silage additive. It's going to be a new purchase for us. You can see it's right here. Silage additive. Kind of a weird little product, but nothing too crazy. Fill her up right there. I bet there's going to be some left over. There's a decent amount on that thing. So, wow, still 250, huh? Oh man, this feels good already. Look how big that trailer is too. It's going to hold a whole lot of grass. Whew, man. Oh, one thing before I forget is I should get these boys repaired. There's gonna be a few extra thousand in there. Underrated part of this new tractor is it goes 37 miles an hour too. We won't talk about how I just spent 89,000. It's only worth 35,000 right away. Man, that asset depreciation is rough. All right, we got these guys all repaired. Cost another 4,000 or so, not too shabby. Got these on very good discount. I think both of them were 50 to 60% off, so very, very worth it. Both used, but that's how we've been running a lot of our farm setup thus far. Now, already looking at finances and how we're going to be affording this next field, I really feel like the baler and the bale loader are not long for this world, but we shall see. We shall see. I don't even know really what to do with this guy right now. This is a whole lot of equipment we got on this here farm. Ooh, boy. I mean, look at that line. This is an elite lineup, these three, though. I mean, what more could you really ask for? Okay, there's a lot I could ask for, but still. I don't even know where to drop this forage wagon. There's definitely definitely a little more construction on the way. We'll leave that just a little surprise for now. Once we get to our first harvest, I think we'll go ahead and pull the trigger on that one. For now, let's just leave that guy right there. So again, reason I didn't wait on these guys is because they were both on sale, and those sales do not last. They go away quick, within a day or two. So we'll just park them here. I mean, it fits in so well, it's crazy. Oof. I love it. Just doing a little double check. It does look like both fields are fertilized, and I think we are just about ready and done for the next month. A very eventful, very expensive February of year 3, but oh so worth it. Oh so worth it. Look at that lineup. Look at that forage wagon over there. Oh baby. An important facet of every single one of my tractors is the interior, and this one looking pretty good. I'm liking it. I'm liking the little monitor there. I'm loving the sunroof. I'm loving the snow outside. I mean, man, just so pretty. I mean, the tank tractor has always had it going on, man. This is where I sleep for a reason. So comfy. And the Massey Ferguson, definitely the most basic of setups, but sometimes basic is just what you need. So I believe that does her for February. Oh, look at all this snow, man. Oh, never mind. Perfect timing. Well, welcome to March, y'all. It's growing season for grass, baby. So we restart the counter for when we can harvest yet again. So while I typically don't like to do a lot of contracts on our off months, I mean, there's just a couple of real juicy ones in here, man. I can't help myself. Lots of sowing contracts, which is pretty interesting. Lots of sowing contracts. Actually starting with a non-sowing contract. We're going with the fertilizing contract. Oh man, this is a weird little setup here. It says fertilizing. I'm gonna assume liquid fertilizer. Oh, okay, so this does look like it's a slurry distributor. I have never used one of these before, so we're slurrying. Looks like we're gonna need to buy some slurry or something. I've never bought none of that. You know, maybe I should have just used mine for this, but I didn't realize what this was and kind of wanted to figure it out. So we will get us a slurry once we figure out how to buy it. Yeah, so I'm dumb. If that wasn't obvious, you cannot buy slurry. You gotta make your own, man. So we're just gonna leave this tank because I cannot buy this slurry. Very standard for me. I think I'll still use the tractor and just my own fertilizer for this contract because it pays really well, but definitely pays a whole lot worse. After doing it like that. Not sure how much fertilizer I got left in here. The funny thing is it's actually for this field right over here that I'm thinking about buying, so I'm actually incentivized to go fertilize this guy. Gotta make sure I don't run out of money there. Don't want our hired workers to leave. All right, we'll get this filled up. We'll get that contract going. We will definitely ignore that there's a slurry tank over there. Man, I had no idea. I've never used a slurry tank before. Seems kind of silly to offer a contract where you don't give me all the materials or a way to buy them, but that's all right. We will just do this real quick. So we have a few contracts going, including fertilizing that field, which because we're buying it later this year, it actually makes a whole lot of sense to make sure that's well fertilized. So while they're cranking away at that, I think I'm just gonna be doing my pallet work, my general little chores here and there. You know how it is. We still got the Massey Ferguson here. I'm thinking I'm probably just gonna end up selling the baler and the bale loader. They both will get me right around $80,000, which will pay for that tractor alone over there. And I think there is a benefit in having 3 tractors, if nothing else, just for random side contracts and stuff like that. Maybe getting the 3rd tractor wasn't the best idea, but if I find myself wanting to get rid of a tractor, the Massey Ferguson will definitely be the one to go. One thing I'm not looking forward to is this field definitely needs to be prepared in a few ways. Looks like it needs to be rolled, needs to be de-stoned, which I think those are the biggest ones, so that will mean we gotta get a rock picker again, which is kind of a pain. Might also need to be cultivated, which, oh boy, that's gonna be fun to deal with altogether. Might just get us a planter that can direct drill the grass in as well. We'll see if it needs to be weeded. If it needs to be weeded, then we can just plant with our weeder there. I think after buying that big field over there, it might make sense to expand out to some of these smaller fields over there. Or maybe go for another big splash purchase and buy something on the other side of these buildings over there, those big fields. The one and only downside of buying these very big fields for myself is that the really big contracts won't show up as often because I'm the one who owns them, so they won't be offering them no more. But compared to the profit margin we can expect from actually owning those big fields and doing our very own harvests on them. I mean, it's just night and day difference. There's no question about it. I want those fields, man. All right, we are more or less totally loaded up here. It looks like we got some contracts about to wind down. Definitely more I could be doing contract-wise this month, but year 4 is all about expanding my own harvest. I'm excited to get to that. While we're done with this contract, I'm letting it fully finish here because every bit of fertilization helps me in the end. Looking very well fertilized there and covered in stones, of course. Drop off this here fertilizer spreader and get that turned in. We definitely used all their equipment the entire time. Didn't have to use our own fertilizer spreader instead of, oh man, run into the wall yet again while yapping. Isn't that just typical? Definitely didn't need to leave those slurry tanks all the way over there because I had never used them before. It's fun to learn, I say, crying. Now that is what I like to see, some growing grass, 98% yield bonus, 100% fertilized. Gonna be another wonderful year of harvest here. Oh boy, look at this guy and his smiling face. 25 grand, 25 smackaroos. Might be a consideration. Oh, look at this in the used vehicle sale. What are the odds of this? Double Raptor 300. One of them more discounted. So weird. And I just realized right next to it, our exact Massey Ferguson. Oh man, they asking a little more money than mine's worth. So another thing I gotta keep an eye on is how this guy's doing right here. We need to look once he's ready to harvest. Considering this one isn't due exactly this month, I might just take it, man. I mean, that's a lot of money, and I need a lot of money right now. And one thing remembered last time is to get that thing on swath dropping. Actually, he's tedding anyways. It really don't matter what he has it on. Now that I think about it. Look at him, we're passing this mower already. Speed up, buddy. Come on. Embarrassing. What in the hell is that thing? I got a bail out here, man. I'll see how much I can automate this. Might do a little bit of auto drive action, see what I can set up. See what I can fix for it. No, I said I don't like contracts, but this is probably one of my favorite contracts in the whole game. It is just so much money. Gotta borrow his equipment nearly every time because it's tedding. This guy's already doing wonderful things out here while I'm just working on the auto drive, seeing if I can't get it a little more automated than it is already. I'm loving these access roads here. It just makes it so much more clear where my property is, how to get there. I mean, they got access roads going that way. Would definitely look nice to do kind of the tire tracks going through. It's just a lot harder to accomplish, at least money-wise, because you got to draw 2 separate lines. The pricing for doing those things is kind of weird too. It's just like a flat price depending on how long you're drawing and everything. So would like to do that, but that amount of style might be just a little too much money for me, at least right now. This phantom like cotton bale there is so funny. I have no idea how that got there. I must have just dropped it off at some point and not really realized it, but I should probably grab that and go sell it because I think it's mine. I don't know. I think it was just from a random contract, but I keep passing it and it's making me laugh. I think I have that one set up to be almost fully automated. Besides just having them switch tools between each round, where it's mowing, tedding, windrowing, baling. The one that's kind of tricky is the bale loading. You got to get them to actually pick up all the bales and drive and sell them. And they got to go all the way up to Johnson's Farmers Market, which of course they do. But I think I have it set up to where they can do it. With auto drive and course play, it's a fancy little setup there. We'll see how successful it is, probably while I'm doing my harvest over here. Getting really excited about how we're gonna be expanding out. Getting our own harvest of canola over there too is gonna be pretty crazy. We'll just be needing to lease out a harvester and a trailer just for transporting those things. All that delicious canola to be made into oil. Might be a product I'd consider planting in a lot more fields someday. I don't think I'm gonna do it right now just because I don't have all of the equipment necessary to do it. And we literally just bought stuff for doing more silage with the forage wagon there, so doesn't make too much sense when you put it in those terms. We'll get there eventually though. We're gonna make so much money this year and just moving forward in general, I think we're gonna be able to expand really quick. I think with how we have things set up right now, I'll probably end up doing more silage before anything else, but we'll see. All right, with that guy doing his thing, we'll just grab some of these pallets, but otherwise I think we're done with April. We're kind of just waiting for this all to grow and get to where we can buy that that canola field over there. Does look like the chickens need to be topped up on food a little bit. They don't have too much left, and I don't even have a bag to spare here. So before the month is over, probably a good idea to go grab that stuff. I say as I crash into my own storage yet again, trying to be lazy and not backing up. Never gets you anywhere, but I find myself still trying every once in a while. I can't help it. It is a dreary May morning, and I'm comfy in my tractor bed. We are at ready to harvest 1. We got 1 more month until we're ready to actually harvest. You know what that means? It's time to hide in the tractor, man. You know, it really just hit me all of a sudden. I'm pretty sure we were supposed to sell our honey. Whoopsie. We definitely were supposed to sell it in February. I just blew right through that month. Oh well, we got a little extra for next year. Whoopsies. I mean, look how cozy we are here, man. This is how you should be doing farm work. Got all the pallets back there on our tiny little trailer. Got the windshield wipers going. We'll just bring this around. Will this be difficult to back up? Or maybe it'll be easier. Who knows? Look at me. I think it's easier. I don't think it makes a difference at all, but I got it in there, so look at all that. Oh man. Look at this. We got our little access road. This game's completely different in first person. I kind of like it. It's good to switch it up every once in a while, you know? And look, you got the rear view mirrors for checking out your tractor back there. For checking out your tank of water. You can see the ramp I've been ramping off of. We got the high water sign. How perfect. Given the weather. Oh, not the bridge, boy. This is the same bridge where I was driving with the combine down the street a couple episodes ago, and I was like, final boss found. The section of town is just a real menace anytime you have a combine to try to get through here. It's very funny. I'm liking this new little tractor here. It goes real fast too. Look at this. 38 buzzing down the street. Look at that guy right there. Oh man, that's a farmer right there. Tacos and a bakery. Get you a taco and get you a scone right there. What a little combo. Look at this farm. Look at this farm. I know it's basic. The gravel work could be a bit better, but it's really coming along. I really like what we've done here. We've made a lot out of a little. So it is a very dreary June morning. Only downside of today being our harvest day is this canola is not quite ready. So unfortunately, we cannot sync it up with this harvest. At this point, we might just wait until the next harvest to get it all synced up, ready to grow. But we'll still get a bit of yield out of that. We'll still get a bit of yield. Either way, we still got some harvesting to do, man. So don't want to quite start harvesting while it's still pouring rain. Looks like it is supposed to clear up here shortly. Might get some contracts started while I'm waiting. Rain does affect the yield, makes you get a little bit less while you're cutting, so we definitely want to be waiting to maximize that. I think for fertilizing, we might just send out one of our tractors. I mean, we got 3 tractors. This is actually perfect for the Massey Ferguson. If we just loaded it up with fertilizer and just accepted both of these, yeah, that's making a whole lot of sense to me. I might actually do all 3 of those. We might be keeping this Massey Ferguson right here. I can't believe I thought I'd be selling this thing. So we really need this rain to go away. Maybe right here? Oh man, because we just can't get mowing until it's gone. Oh, speak of the devil. Look at that. I do believe it is time to get mowing here. And it might be time for the super secret special surprise. Say that 5 times fast. Since when we're done mowing today, we are going to be using that forage wagon over there, not the baler. You might be asking, how am I going to store all of that grass while it turns into silage? How is he going to do it? We got to be able to store stuff with this forage wagon, right? First things first, I actually need to get these out of the way. They're cramping my style a little bit. I don't know where this bale loader going. We ain't going to be using this nearly as much anymore, which does make me a bit sad. I kind of love this thing. I think this had to be done at some point. It's so hard to do bales long term. I mean, who knows, maybe someday I'll just do some more bales, although I'll definitely be doing square bales. I just can't be doing round ones no more. But I believe it is time to break out the big surprise. We need to ferment this grass. How about a silo? I think it's time to break this out. For $30,000, we can get this nice looking, slightly more European, which I don't love putting a super European looking thing on an American map, but oh well. I mean, it's farming simulator. We can do what we want. I like how these look, and it just lets you put grass in, get silage out. These are things that they actually use in the farming world too. I'm just making sure this all lines up properly. I already know I'm gonna make this look messy, but oh well. Bam. Dunzo, look at that. $30,000 down the drain, but our silage operation just got a huge upgrade. So what you end up doing is just collecting this grass, bringing it around, and dumping it right into this silo right here. You just dump it right there like it's grain, and then when I want to empty it out and sell it, I just go right underneath that outlet and empty it out into a trailer. I can use this for transport. I'm not sure about capacity. Maybe I'll end up wanting to use a different one later, or a second one just for bigger amounts, making it so there's less trips. But yeah, I mean, let's get this going. I want to get collected here. It's very exciting. So here we go. First time using the forage wagon with our fancy silage additives. So look at that. It's filling up the grass in the back. It kind of just shoots it up there. We got a big capacity, and look, just alone, look how much faster this is moving. Oh my god. It's literally like twice as fast as the baler. That is crazy. Oh man. I mean, obviously our baler itself was kind of the problem, going at like 4 or 5 miles an hour, but look, this thing is flying. Looks like one pass across the field is gonna be a decent amount of fill up, already 30%. So we will have to be emptying this boy out quite a lot, but considering the speed here, this is just crazy fast. So you can see how this is such a huge upgrade. I mean, the speed alone, it is just way more scalable long term to do something like this, because this is just the ease of collection, the speed. It's going to save us a ton of money driving around, because a lot of times I'll end up hiring an AI to be doing this while I'm doing something else. That's just way more money in my pocket that I don't have to be spending on them. It actually is very easy to automate this as well. I will have to do some stuff in auto drive, but I can make it so they'll basically just follow our little course here that we have set, and then when they get full, they'll drive it right over to the silo and empty, and then get right back on where they left. So it is amazingly automatable. It's gonna be very easy to do. I'm just so excited about the possibilities here. And this is just kind of a dry run. This isn't even our full-scale production yet. We are going to be using this on that other field, and I'm very excited. We're getting very close to being full here. You can see that additive is being added as well. It is draining. We've used about 15%, and we are at capacity here. So automatically raises up. We're completely filled, and I will just bring it around here. You can go from either side, so I'll just go in here because why not? You just drive it on over the grate. Obviously we don't want to take any out because that's empty, and we start unloading. And look at that. It's got those what is it, like rotors spinning it all out. Empties it real nice. You can see we already got one full truck in there. We got our productions. We can make silage out of grass, hay, and chaff, but obviously we're going to be using grass here. You see we got 56,000 liters of grass in there. We'll go ahead and get that cranking out. It does have a production cost, but it's just going to slowly ferment into silage now while sitting in those silos. Ooh, I'm just so excited about this. You can see our mower's making good progress as always. I mean, the speed here is just so crazy. It is so fast compared to what I've been used to so far. I mean, man, for the same size windrows and everything, we're still doing our best to miss everything, of course. Which is a classic. So that guy just finished up as well. We will get this going here, and he'll just start following that. Oh man, this is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Are they gonna miss the corners too? Yeah, that's a classic. Oh well, some things never change. Okay, Mr. Mower here. Let's get him going on our next field. All right, let's go empty this guy out. Probably my best interest to get this auto drive course set up sooner than later, so I can have this be automated if I want it to be. It's more or less setting it up for that one as well, as soon as we're harvesting both fields. Nothing too crazy. I mean, the auto drive is really just a way for it to tell it to come on down over here, just to offload this. Also, who's done? Oh, you're done. All right. That was quick. Harvest months are always our busy months. That's when I save a lot of these contracts for, because I just want AI to be doing stuff while I'm doing stuff. It's easier to manage them, etc., etc. I think it just makes everything flow a bit better. Oh, okay, it did go on there. We'll get back to forage wagoning. As per usual, I'm sidetracked 1,000 times over. It's pretty typical stuff. Got all the mowing done, lickety-split. Ooh, I'm not even using my access road. But I'm using this one through the water. I get your tires wet a little bit now and then again, you know, brother. Now that baler probably needs to go. Really don't know why I still have it. There's one thing I am not super keen on anymore. It's the baler. I like the bale loader. It's fun picking up all the bales with the fork, but that baler, you know what? It works great for small fields. I guess I shouldn't hate too much. Me oh my, did it feel bad on this field. So gonna need to automate this one at some point. It'll just be nice. Like, I like doing it myself a lot of times. Thinking it might make sense at this point to just get this auto drive going. We do have a very, very, very messy series of waypoints right there, but I believe it works. So probably shouldn't mess with it too much. All right, so right now they can drive on out, they can drive all around, blah, 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 blah. One thing I should do is make it so they can do a little turnaround here if they need to. Now it should be fully automated at this point. Only thing that might mess up is the course play. I don't know if it'll pick up right where it left off, but we'll see. And as you can see, this guy drove right up. He's emptying out. It looks like he's dumping it right off the side, but it's going in there. He should drive right back around. The pathing might be like slightly weird. I might be able to fix that and make it a bit cleaner. I guess it's not too bad. He should just turn around here and then take a little lefty. You can see all the points there. It definitely could be cleaner with the setup. I mean, look how wide of a turn he has to make there. That's not clean at all. So he should just take a left out into the field now. Now he's gonna drive right up to this field storage. I think I have it. Yeah, I have it so course play can pick it right back up. So he should just get to the waypoint there, and then yeah, it hands it off and he should get back to collecting. Yeah, I just think that auto drive functionality is so cool. I knew that was possible to do with forage wagons. I hadn't personally ever done it, but it is really cool when it gets working there. I mean, I could look over there and I'm sure he's back to harvesting. I'll check in with him after getting this set up here. What's our boy doing here? Okay, so he just filled up. Let's watch the magic. I mean, look at this field. The automation, man. It is beautiful. I thought I'd be doing a little more of this today, but as per usual, I'm just the AI handler. Besides, I was very excited for doing this. I love doing stuff like getting these harvests just automated, getting them doing their own thing while I'm working on other stuff. I also love just running this forage wagon up and down. All right, this guy is just doing a fantastic job. No complaints. He needs some more additive though. Looks like this guy is pretty much done, if I'm not mistaken there. Yeah, look at that. He's just turning the last of his bales there. That is honestly so cool. I just set him going on that. It's been fully automated, that whole contract. Even the baling, the bale loading, and delivering, all automated. Takes a little bit to set up, you can see with the auto drive stuff, but once you do, it is so cool when it works. Well, he's offloading, he's doing his thing. Is this the right place? I really don't feel like this is the right place. Feed and grain south. Where are you going, brother? Grain west silo. That's an interesting. Oh my god. That's. I have no idea why it did that, but I think it might have only done one run there. Oh my. It's supposed to be down here. Feed and grain south. Oh man, so it's been delivering some of this field. I think it was just one run there, which we might be able to remedy. I'm pretty sure you can get that barley back out of the grain west silo. Oh man, as soon as I saw where he was, I was like, that is not good. That is hilarious though. The only real downside I've seen to having a few AI, especially doing harvests with the course play, is the game can really chug when they're trying to figure out what's going on. It can really slow down, which hopefully hasn't made for any moments that are hard to watch. Now, I know if you're anything like me, you are missing bales a little bit right now. I mean, come on, not being able to look out over the field and see 1,000 marshmallows. It is sad. I actually do miss them in a weird way. Didn't think I would be missing virtual grass wrapped up in saran wrap, but it's just been what we've been doing this whole time. I really enjoy the loading and storing part of bales. I really do enjoy that. I guess the only part I haven't enjoyed so much is the baling itself. I mean, I really like how it looks when it's wrapping them and everything. That part is very satisfying, but it's more with our setup specifically. It was just awful. It was so slow. It just made it into kind of a miserable experience, unfortunately. So we have been making silage. We almost got 10,000 liters already. We got a lot of it to chug through here in the storage, 361,000. Looks like we're not even close to capacity. We might get a lot closer with that field over there. I guess we'll have to deal with it when we deal with it.